I have lots of artistic and horror influences, for sure, but only a few of those are people who really have changed my life and helped me grow as an artist, a creator, an entertainer, and a better person. Alice Cooper is one of those people who I really do consider to be one of my heroes. I discovered Alice at a time in my life when it was obvious that I was never going to be part of the crowd or even liked as a person. I remember that I wasted a large amount of my youth wanting to fit in and be friends with everyone, only to be rejected and burned time and again. Discovering Alice was the same kind of epiphany you get from discovering any great artist who opens your eyes to a new view on life. Alice wasn't just one new voice, he was many voices, many moods, many acts in one great show. He could be rebellious and aggressive, he could be silly and naughty, dark and scary, deep and mournful and bearing his soul, then follow it up with the most fun party you've ever had. He not only helped me explore all sorts of new realms in my art, but also showed me that I didn't have to shoebox myself into just one role in life. I could be anything, do anything, and not care about looking and acting like everyone else. Seeing Alice in concert, of course, is everything you could hope it would be. The very best show in my life has always been seeing him at the Pantages Theater in Hollywood. It's one thing to see your favorite performer in concert, and another experience altogether to see him in the intimate stage of a theater. It was the greatest show I've ever seen, and really made me love performing, which I've had the honor of doing with my own horror crew, the Rhythm Coffin. Now, it's a tough task for me to pick my very favorite Alice album, but I have narrowed my choices down to my top 5. Love It to Death. I think this is when Alice Cooper really became Alice Cooper. With all due respect to Frank Zappa and the 2 albums he produced with the band, it was really their 3rd album that defined them. Dennis Dunaway, Glenn Buxton, Michael Bruce, Neil Smith, and that weirdo Vincent Furnier really came into their own with this album, and the result is awesome. I actually walked down the aisle at my wedding with Ballad of Dwight Fry playing. That's how much I love this album to death. Billion Dollar Babies is when the original band was on top of the world. This album is so much fun to listen to, and so many of the songs really define the Alice Cooper in concert experience. Welcome to My Nightmare is when Vincent left the original band, and he was damned lucky that his first solo album was such an astounding success and made him the king of horror rock forever. This album has got it all. Black widows, giant monsters, dead bodies, surreal nightmares, and the god of gothic, Vincent Price. Dada is a really odd choice, but since I'm a huge fan of Dada as an art form, or anti-art form, whatever you want to call it, it's a personal favorite. There's a lot of good old-fashioned horror and really weird humor in this one. Both of these I consider Alice trademarks. Finally, The Last Temptation is what I consider to be Alice's best concept album. This one really reflects what I was mentioning earlier about Alice's ability to take on any mood. It's adventurous, it's raunchy, it's deep, it's surreal, it's nostalgic, it's soul-searching, it's heartbreaking, it's a coming-of-age experience, it's the greatest story Alice has ever told. It also helps that it had a really great graphic novel tie-in done by Michael Zulli and Neil Gaiman, which only makes the experience that much richer. There are so many other albums and shows of Alice's that I could mention, but chances are that you have your own picks, and honestly, I'd love to hear your choices and stories in the comments below. I'm very happy to know that Alice Cooper remains active, that he's such a nice and kind-hearted man, and I will always be grateful for everything he gave me and to all of his fans. God bless you, Alice. Thank you for the show.
Thank you for being part of the show. If you enjoyed this video, please visit the bookstore at scapulacomic.com. There you'll find the complete Dada Hyena's Creature Show book series, showcasing my art of all of your favorite monsters. Yeah, even that one. You'll also meet Scapula, the world's worst villain, in his wickedly hilarious comic book adventures. Help support weird art and the weird artists who make it, and we'll share great frights and fun. Enjoy!